Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. My name is Ryan and I'm your F7 tutor for the December 2017 exams. I just wanted to spend a few minutes just discussing with you what you need to do before the exam and your approach on how you are going to attempt it on the exam day. Now, I know you're all very busy studying away, but it is very crucial on how you are prepared before you go into this exam. Now, obviously, I can't give you specific tips now because of the multiple choice questions, the objective test questions. Lots of questions or lots of the topic areas can be tested now, so therefore ACCA can test lots of things, so it's very crucial that you do know how to do everything. But if we talk about the structure of the exam, Section A, you are going to get your 15 objective test questions, and as you know, that can cover any areas of the syllabus. It's very important, again, that you are aware of all the objective test questions that can come up, so therefore it's not a surprise to you in the exam. In Section B, what also will happen is you're going to have 15 objective test questions, but these are going to be based on 3 different scenarios. So you're going to have 3 scenarios, you'll have to read the scenario and then you'll answer 5 objective test questions which relate to those scenarios. So again, this can cover any area of the syllabus, so therefore you need to make sure that you've studied everything and that you've practiced everything beforehand. Section C. Section C is my favourite, I would say, as you probably know if I've taught you. Section C is your written part. Okay, now in Section C, what you can have is you could have a published accounts question, you could have a consolidation question, and you will have an interpretation question. So it's not exactly a tip, okay, but you know, sort of what is expected of you in this section, which I think is very nice, and you can prepare yourself for that. So if we just have a little discussion first about interpretation, because you are going to have an interpretation question in your exam. You need to make sure that you can calculate all of the ratios. Now, students are capable of calculating ratios, that doesn't seem to be a problem, but what you need to make sure you can do is interpret. Once you've calculated, you need to be able to discuss those ratios and make sure you are explaining what they mean correctly. Yeah? Comparing year on year, comparing competitor to your company, or maybe what's happened is there's been a disposal of a subsidiary and you then need to remove that disposal. But once you've calculated those ratios, guys, you need to make sure that you can discuss and interpret. Make sure you are writing enough. Okay, this question is worth 20 marks. You need to make sure that you are writing 20 marks worth of information. Your other 2 questions then, published accounts or consolidation. With consolidation, guys, students generally do well in consolidation as long as you know your 5 workings, your basic 5 workings, and then your 6th working if you've got an associate or something like that, then you will feel quite comfortable with this. 5 workings for your consolidated SOFP. You could, however, be asked to produce a consolidated profit and loss. You don't need your strict 5 workings, but make sure you do your working 1 group structure so you know the plan and how you're going to attack that consolidated profit and loss question. Make sure you check out when acquisition date was. Was it a year? Was it more than a year? Was it less than a year? If it's less than a year, guys, you need to think about prorating those profits in the profit and loss account. Consolidated SOFP, as I've said, guys, your 5 workings. Learn those workings and you will be fine. This will also help you in Section A, Section B, because if they do come up in Section A, Section B, then you are well prepared for those workings too, because it could ask you any part of the consolidation. Also with regards to published accounts. Published accounts I think students do find a little bit trickier, but you must be fully prepared for these. Okay, published accounts seem scary initially, guys, but once you've practiced a few questions, you will see there are some similarities in every single question. You need to make sure that you know how to deal with non-current assets, how to deal with depreciation, how to deal with revaluations. These things are guaranteed to come up every single time. Okay? Deferred tax calculations. Make sure you know how to deal with deferred tax because that mostly comes up every single time. Granted, slightly different, but if you know your basic workings, you'll be able to deal with deferred tax when it comes through. What you also need to be aware of is, how would I attack this question? What you need to make sure you are doing is you need to read the question, read the requirement, and then pick out the easy points, okay? So you'll deal with non-current assets first. You'll then deal with deferred tax. You'll then deal with something else that you are sure of. There will be always something in there that you are not 100% sure of, but what you then must do is leave that till last. If time permits, you will then deal with it. If you don't have enough time, guys, you need to move on to the next question, okay? If you then have time towards the end of the exam, come back to it. Okay, time management, is key. Okay, you need to make sure when you go into the exam, you know how long you have to do each question. Do not run over. If your time stops, you must move on to the next question. Before you go into the exam, guys, make sure that you practiced exams to time. Switch it around as well. Do section C first, then section A, section B. Or do section A and B first, and then do section C. See which one you prefer and which one is better for you. You need to practice this before you get into the exam. Also, last thing, good luck. Thank you guys, and I'll see you soon.